As everyone knows, 2020 was a lemon of a year, and that has led to more pain, heartache, and strife on just about every American. With that being said, there's also been a rise in mental health crises throughout our country. 1 in 5 Americans will develop a mental health illness that's diagnosable in any given year. The reason I think it's so important to discuss the role that the workplace plays in mental health is because people spend roughly a third of their life at work. And work is normally holds the stigma of prim and proper, where we're not supposed to talk about certain things because we don't want our coworkers or our bosses or managers to see those parts of us. But with us not being able to let that out in the place that we spend the majority of our time, that only furthers the negative effects of whatever we have going on mentally. The prevalence of mental health diseases in the workplace is not only a losing situation for employees, but also for employers. When an employee is experiencing any form of mental health issue, they become less productive. They also feed negative energy to the employees that work in close proximity to them. They cost more in terms of insurance for companies that provide medical insurance. It's also known that any of these issues singularly could lead to an employee being fired. So to think about all of those things being compounded, and if it does result in the person being fired, that only puts even a greater toll on their mental health. I connect myself to mental health because I have a degree and a background in kinesiology, which is the study of how the body moves. But that also comes from a passion of a holistic view of health. So not only a person being physically healthy, but also being mentally healthy, because the body and the mind and the emotions are one and the same. If one's down, it affects the others. I personally believe that every person could benefit from some form of mental counseling, because we all have things, big or small, that affect us on a day-to-day or a lifespan basis. And just talking to someone and getting those things out in the open, where we understand we're not being judged for the things that have taken place in our lives that make us act the way we do, would just allow us to come out of that shell and be who we were truly meant to be. So for employees and employers alike, there are many different things that can help benefit mental health in the workspace. To learn more about those things and to find some specific tips and tricks on that, please visit thekoolsource.net and read my blog, Travailing the Landscape of Workplace Mental Health.
We're gonna take this back.